big. We talked about it with our guys. If you can't win road games, you're going to have a hard time accomplishing much in college basketball. So we're excited about it. I think you got to have some veteran guys that have been through it. We've got some new guys. It'll be their first road trip. I think it's Shaq and Forbes, the freshman, playing quite a few minutes. So we'll see how they respond. I think initially it might be a little nervous for them, but I think they'll be all right. I think they're pretty tough-minded kids. I think one of the best things in college basketball is going on the road and kind of silencing the crowd. I mean, I've seen some pretty big road upsets here this week, so I wouldn't call ours a road upset if we win, but it's going to definitely be a tough game. Rhode Island's a quality team. It's going to be, if we can manage to get the win, I think it's going to be a quality road win come March when people are looking at road wins.
They have the nation's leading rebounder. Do you compensate for that, or you just kind of?
Yeah, I mean, we recruited Langevine at Buffalo a little bit. He ended up going to Rhode Island. He's averaging 17 rebounds a game, or whatever. I mean, it's a lot. He's averaging, what is it, 16? Is that what he's averaging? 16 rebounds a game, and he's got 17 O boards in 2 games, which is 8.5 offensive rebounds. That's crazy. So, yeah, we're gonna have to put a body on him. I mean, he's gonna get some rebounds. We just can't let him get 8 or 9 offensive rebounds like he's got in the first 2 games. So some of those are his own misses. We got to box him out when he shoots it. Just fouls his own misses up a lot. Some of those are other guys. So our bigs are going to have to be really locked in and keep him off the glass.
Do you expect Herb to be able to play this weekend?
You know what? Herb participated in some of the stuff in practice today. He didn't do any of the scrimmage type stuff. He looked fairly decent to me in the skill stuff. So we just didn't want to get him hurt. We're going to see what it feels like tomorrow and shoot around and be a kind of game time decision. But he's a pretty tough kid. I would anticipate, barring anything setback from what he did today. But the other thing though, we don't want to get him hurt anymore for down the road. We really need him healthy, a few weeks from now. So Clark does a pretty good job. He's going to give me a call on him after shoot around tomorrow morning.
How's Jaden Shackelford? How's he responded to some of the coaching?
I used to handle it great, to be honest with you. I mean, we've kind of talked to him like he wants to be great. He's asked us to push him. He wasn't very good on the defensive end in game 1. We talked about it. He wants me to hold him accountable on defense. Sometimes you got to bring a little bit more intensity to the conversation. So he's a really tough, strong-willed, mentally tough type of kid. I think that can handle quite a bit. He's got a lot of confidence about him, so he's starting to shake his confidence. I think he did a way better job defensively the last game. I think he's going to get even better defensively every game from here on out.
There was a video.
Guys like Beadle and Jalen, what do you feel like they've brought to the team so far?
Yeah, I think Beadle and Jalen both brought shooting, which we needed here. I think they both brought some toughness to the table. Beadle gives us a lot of ball pressure. He gives us a fifth-year senior that's played in a lot of big games. I think we needed that. Shaq gives you a scorer. Whether he starts or comes off the bench, he's going to play a lot of minutes for us. And I think he kind of gives you that high-character program-type kid that's going to be here and you can build a program around. I'm a big fan of Shaq's.
After the game, you mentioned Pounding the Stone. Just what did you take away from that book, and how is that something that you brought from Buffalo, that mandatory?
Yeah, so we read a book together as a team every year, sometimes more than one. So we read Pound the Stone by Joshua Metcalf. It's a really good book. But the whole point of it is, Jacob Rice has a quote about, it's not that 101st blow of the stone that breaks and it's the 100 before it. We just talk about pounding the stone. You just got to keep getting stops. You may miss 4 or 5 shots in a row, but eventually you keep getting stops and the stone breaks and you go on a big run. I think you can crack them when you're really focused in on getting a stop every possession down. That's what happened. We got stops and run-outs, hit 4 threes, I think, maybe in that 18-2 run, and I think that kind of cracked the stone, and then we were able to win the game. We feel like if we really just pound the stone on the defensive end and play the right way, that eventually you crack them and you go on a run and kind of open the game up and get your win there.
Is that something you did at Buffalo, that mandatory reading?
Yeah, that is. We read a different book every year at Buffalo. We actually read Pound the Stone a few years ago there and ran through some other books, some John Gordon books, and thought it was pretty good.
Is that message kind of what you're preaching to John Petty after last game? Just kind of guidance, like a guy that needs to get kind of hot and confident from three.
Yeah, I mean, I think John's doing everything we're asking him to do. He's playing really hard on defense, giving us great effort, being a leader. So I kind of told him after the last game, one of these last couple of practices, I said, like, John, like, we didn't want you to forget about your offense while you're focused on D. We want you to be the best two-way player you can be. So he kind of laughed. He said, no, I got you. So I just think his shot's going to come. We want him taking the right shots. When he gets the right shots, I think he's going to hit a pretty high percentage of them. Kyra's doing a great job finding shooters on the last few days in practice. John's gotten a lot of really good kick-out threes, got some tough finishes at the rim. I think you'll see his offense come around like we expected to.
How much have you had to kind of change people's perspectives on the offense, defense, kind of how they approach that game?
Yeah, quite a bit. I mean, like analytics-wise, they took a lot of long twos. At Buffalo, we were the sixth best team in the country at not taking long twos last year. Some of that's with the way we space on offense. Some of it's just a mindset of how you're doing. So we've had to change some of the mindset of how we want to play on offense and pace of play, spacing, at what we're looking for. Defensively, we're trying to put a lot more ball pressure on. We're really trying to get guys. They were a decent defensive team here in the past, but we don't have Dante Hall to kind of cover at the rim for us anymore. So, we got to do things a little bit differently, and we're trying to get guys to really sit down and stay in front of the ball, and we got to be a lot more heavy in the gaps. Just we can't give up paint touches. They could give up paint touches here in the past and get them erased with Dante Hall sitting there. We don't have, Galen's pretty good shot blocker, but he's not Dante Hall. So we had to change a little bit of what we do defensively from what they're used to as well.
Is that difficult, especially earlier in the season, to kind of get them into that mindset? What's that challenge?
Yeah, the longer you go with the system you're running, the more comfortable they get. I mean, our best year at Buffalo was year 4. I mean, some of those guys have been with us 4 years. It's C.J. Massberg, Nick Perkins. It's the 4th year they ran that system. So, yeah, I mean, game 1, everything doesn't look perfect. Like game 2, it's going to be a lot better in February than it is right now, and I think guys are getting more comfortable every day in it, and we're just going to keep pounding the stone and keep working on it and get better and better offensively and defensively both.
Let's do one more question, Charles.
I know it's pretty early to be talking like tourney resume type stuff, but how big would it be for you guys to go get a non-conference win?
No, it would be huge. And we talked about it. The A-10s looked really good. VCU beat LSU. St. Joe's beat UConn. I think, the A-10 is going to be back to where they have maybe 3 or 4 NCAA tournament teams, I would think. So, and Rhode Island's, in my mind, going to be one of those teams in the hunt for that. So, if we could get a road win against an NCAA tournament team, I think this is huge in March, and we addressed that with the team. And not that you should have to let them know how important this is, but I think it's really important. Like, we only got so many opportunities for non-conference road wins against NCAA tournament teams. I mean, probably 2, probably this one and Penn State, and they're both quality teams, and so we got to do everything we can to get this win here tomorrow.